Before we get into it, let me show you some of the reviews people have left for the OnePlus 13 on Amazon because sometimes buyers just get it. 5 stars, quote, "My old phone took photos. This phone takes evidence. My wife no longer believes anything she does goes undocumented." Okay? 5 stars, quote, "Charged it Sunday night. It's Thursday. I'm starting to think the battery is mocking me." Valid. 1 stars, quote, "1 star. It's too fast. I clicked send on a text I was definitely still editing. My boss knows things now." Fair enough. 5 stars, quote, "The camera has so many zoom levels I accidentally photographed a satellite. Calling NASA. I mean." 2 stars, quote, "2 stars. Charges from 0 to 100 in 36 minutes. Now I have no excuse to sit in the kitchen avoiding family time. Thanks for nothing. Noted." 5 stars, quote, "I handed this to my 70-year-old dad expecting a meltdown. He handed it back and said smooth. We haven't connected like that since 2009. Respect." Alright, let's actually get into the OnePlus 13 review. After 2 weeks with the OnePlus 13, I've made up my mind, and honestly, it might surprise you, because this phone doesn't just compete with the flagships. In some ways, it flat out embarrasses them. Let's get into it. Here's the short version for those of you who are busy. The OnePlus 13 is one of the best Android phones you can buy right now, full stop. It's got a stunning display, a massive battery that charges faster than almost anything else on the market, and performance that doesn't flinch no matter what you throw at it. It's not a perfect phone, we'll talk about the rough edges, but if you're shopping in the premium Android space and you're not seriously considering this one, you're leaving a lot of value on the table. Okay, that's the headline. Now let's break down exactly why. Opening the box, the first thing you notice is that OnePlus hasn't gone the minimalist route here. You get the phone, a 100-watt Super Vux charger right in the box, not a cable, an actual brick, a USB-C cable, a SIM ejector tool, and a protective case. That's refreshing. A lot of brands at this price point have decided that accessories are a you problem. OnePlus disagrees, and I appreciate that. The phone itself feels immediately premium. It's got this gorgeous Hasselblad branded camera module on the back with a circular design that gives it a distinctive look. The finish on the volcanic black version has this subtle texture that resists fingerprints better than most glass backs I've handled. It's still glass, but it feels intentional. The frame is metal, the buttons have satisfying click to them, and there's the iconic OnePlus alert slider on the side for switching between silent, vibrate, and ring modes, which I did not realize I needed in my life until I had it, and now I can't go back. Build quality overall feels like something you'd pay more for. Solid, hefty without being unwieldy, and it looks genuinely different from everything else in your pocket. First impressions are strong. Let's talk specs, but I'm going to skip the stuff that doesn't matter in real life and focus on what you'll actually feel day to day. The processor is the Snapdragon 8 Elite. That's Qualcomm's absolute best chip right now, the same one powering the Galaxy S25. What that means for you is everything is fast. Apps open instantly, multitasking is seamless, and there's no lag anywhere. None. The display is a 6.82-inch LTPO AMOLED panel with a 1 to 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. In plain English, it's a gorgeous, silky smooth screen that adjusts its refresh rate to save battery when you're just reading. Brightness goes high enough to see clearly in direct sunlight, and colors are accurate without being oversaturated. Battery is 6,000 milliamperes. That is a big number, and you feel it. This is a 2-day phone for most people with normal use. Charging is where OnePlus genuinely laps the competition. 100-watt wired charging takes you from 0 to full in under 40 minutes. There's also 50-watt wireless charging, which is faster than most phones' wired charging. That's not a typo. RAM is 16 gigabytes, and storage starts at 256 gigabytes. Plenty of headroom for power users. Finally, the cameras. Triple rear setup tuned by Hasselblad, 50-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom, and a 50-megapixel ultrawide. 3 50-megapixel sensors, OnePlus went all in there. Day to day, this phone is an absolute joy to use. I threw everything at it over 2 weeks, heavy multitasking, long gaming sessions, 4K video recording, hours of streaming, and it never once hesitated. The Snapdragon 8 Elite just handles everything without breaking a sweat. Gaming performance in particular is exceptional. Titles like Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile run at max settings with sustained frame rates, and the phone manages heat reasonably well. It does get warm during extended sessions, but not uncomfortably hot, which is a real achievement for a chip this powerful. Oxygen OS, OnePlus's software layer on top of Android, is one of the cleaner Android experiences out there. It doesn't bombard you with bloatware, the animations are smooth, and the customization options are there if you want them without being overwhelming. The alert slider alone changes how you interact with the phone in a way that sounds minor until you use it for a week and realize you're never accidentally leaving your phone on full volume in a meeting again. One quirk worth mentioning, some users in certain regions won't have full 5G band compatibility depending on their carrier. Worth checking before you buy if you're outside the US or on a smaller carrier. That's a limitation, not a deal breaker, but it's real. Battery life in practice is outstanding. On a normal day of social media, calls, navigation, and some video, I consistently ended the day with 40 to 50% remaining. That's remarkable for a phone this powerful. 3 genuine strengths that actually move the needle for me. First, the charging speed is in a different league. I know I already mentioned it in specs, but living with it is a different experience. I stopped thinking about battery anxiety entirely. I'd plug in for 20 minutes while getting ready in the morning and have a full charge. That 100-watt charger included in the box means you're not buying anything extra. No other major flagship matches this combination of battery size and charging speed right now. Second, the display is absolutely beautiful. The 6.82-inch LTPO screen is one of the best I've seen on any phone at any price. Watching movies, scrolling social media, playing games, everything just looks better on this screen. The adaptive refresh rate works intelligently in the background, so you get that buttery smoothness when you need it and better battery efficiency when you don't. You don't have to think about it. Third, the value proposition here is genuinely impressive. You're getting flagship tier performance, a class-leading battery system, and Hasselblad-tuned cameras at a price that undercuts Samsung and Apple's equivalents by a meaningful margin. You're not compromising to save money, you're getting a better experience in several key areas and spending less. That combination is rare and worth recognizing. Alright, let's be honest about where this phone falls short, because no phone is perfect. The biggest real-world limitation is software update longevity. OnePlus is committed to 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches. That sounds decent, but Samsung now offers 7 years of updates on their flagship devices. If you hold on to phones for a long time and care about being on the latest Android version, that gap matters. It's a legitimate trade-off you should factor in. Second, the camera system is excellent overall, but the ultra-wide lens specifically lags behind the competition in low light. Shots taken on the ultra-wide at night or in dim indoor environments show noticeably more noise and less detail compared to what Samsung or Google are producing. If ultra-wide night photography is something you do regularly, it's a real weakness. The main sensor and telephoto are strong, but that third lens is where you see the compromise. Third, Oxygen OS, while cleaner than many Android skins, has some lingering software quirks. Occasional notification delivery delays, some inconsistency in gesture navigation, and a handful of apps behaving unexpectedly after the phone resumes from deep sleep. Nothing catastrophic, but if you're someone who notices software polish at a granular level, there's still some roughness here that Samsung and Google have smoothed out on their equivalents. Software maturity takes time, and OnePlus isn't quite there yet. Since Amazon reviews weren't available for this one, I pulled feedback from across the community and a few themes came up consistently. One buyer wrote, "I switched from an iPhone 14 and honestly I'm never going back. The charging speed alone changed my life. I feel like I've been lied to for years." Another one said, "Camera is incredible in daylight, decent at night. Ultra-wide is the weakest link, but I already knew that from reviews. Exactly what I expected, 5 stars. And then there's this absolute gem of a review. Day 1, amazing phone. Day 2, still amazing. Day 3, dropped it getting out of my car, used the case that came in the box. Phone is fine. 1+1, concrete 0, 5 stars. The general sentiment across community forums and buyer feedback is consistent. People are blown away by the battery and charging experience, impressed by the performance, and largely satisfied with the cameras while acknowledging the ultra-wide limitation. The software quirks get mentioned occasionally but rarely as deal breakers. Overall, buyers seem genuinely happy with this purchase. So here's where I land. The OnePlus 13 is a genuinely excellent flagship smartphone that earns its price in ways that matter. Buy it if you want top-tier performance and a battery experience that no other phone can match right now. Buy it if you're an Android person who wants something different from the Samsung and Google options and you appreciate thoughtful design details like that alert slider. Skip it if you prioritize long-term software support above everything else and Samsung's 7-year commitment is a must-have for you. Skip it if ultra-wide low-light photography is a core part of how you use your phone. And skip it if you're deeply embedded in an ecosystem, whether that's Apple or Google, where switching would cost you more than the phone itself. For everyone else, this is a phone I'd recommend without hesitation. Drop a comment below. Are you picking up the OnePlus 13 or is something else on your radar? I'd genuinely love to know what you're considering. If this review saved you some research time, hit the like button. It really does help the channel. And subscribe if you want a new honest review every single week. No fluff, just real talk. See you in the next one.